AskReddit by JP Hub City 23. Who is the GOAT stand-up comedian? When I was a kid my parents moved a lot, but I always found them. Rodney Dangerfield. My psychiatrist told me I was crazy. I asked for a second opinion and he said alright, you're ugly too. Came to say Carlin as he was brilliant at his craft, and Pryor was his equal from another mother, but of all the names I saw mentioned, no one mentioned Red Fox. Most of you all only knew him from Sanford and Amp, Son, but that was at the end of his life. He came up in the clubs pre and post the civil rights movement. He was also known as the king of the party records. You couldn't buy one of his records without it being in a plain brown paper bag. Blue before blue became blue. And there was also Uncle Milty, Milton Berle. Known not only for his raunchy comedy, but for also being well endowed. I'd also care to mention Martin Short for his ability to not work blue and still get the laughs. All the other names mentioned have their place, depending on your preference, but sometimes it's the OGs that deserve the title for what they had to go through to get to where they did. Quick Red Fox joke I remember fondly from my childhood. I asked her, do you smoke after you fuck? She said I don't know, I never looked. Sean Locke. RIP. I'd like to keep my carrot. George Carlin, but honorable mention to Richard Pryor. This is the correct answer in the correct order. The late Sean Locke. He's so multi-talented. I heard he even won Rectum of the Year once. Billy Connolly. Billy is the master of comedy storytelling. I could listen to him gab for ages. There's something quaint and endlessly pleasant about his anecdotes, delivered through that iconic Scottish burr. Scrolled a ton and lot of good answers but haven't seen Carol Burnett mentioned, so mentioning her greatness. George Carlin. Checking the top comment from when this was asked last week. Yup. George Carlin. Carlin would be hard to top. You hear Bob died? Or no kid and I just saw him the other day. Yay. It didn't help. The fact that Carlin is both the number 1 and number 2 comment at the time I'm writing this should show something. I'd put Lenny Bruce on that list as well, as he was Carlin's inspiration and one of the pioneers of being able to swear in comedy. Carlin and Pryor. I go back and forth. Richard burnt himself up. I said fuck it, I'll have another heart attack. I'm surprised Bob Newhart gets no love. Go back and listen to his old comedy albums from the 60s. The man was genius. His 1960 album won 2 Grammys for Album of the Year and Best New Artist. Was he a push the edge of the envelope kind of comedian in the vein of Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor or George Carlin? Probably not. He just made people laugh. Yes, Bob Newhart's stage comedic style is not currently in fashion, but his work was absolutely foundational. Mitch Hedberg used to be the GOAT. He still is, but he used to be too. Deleted. No Bill Hicks fans in here. Robin Williams. I had to give up drinking because I kept waking up nude on the hood of my car with my keys in my ass. Richard Pryor. Both humor and heart, more than anyone. Steve Martin back in the 70s was unstoppable. Some people have a way with words, other people, no have way, is a Steve Martin line that always cracks me up and amp. In fact I have to keep retyping this cause I'm giggling just thinking about it. Norm. There is one country that worries me, though. Not Iraq, not Iran, not North Korea. The only country that really worries me is the country of Germany. I don't know if you guys are history buffs or not, but in the early part of the previous century, Germany decided to go to war. And who did they go to war with? The world. Never been tried before. And so you figure that would take about 5 seconds for the world to win. But no, it was actually close. God, I miss that man. He was one of a kind.